and welcome to this video series on article marketing. In this video, I would like to prepare you to write your own articles by showing you and telling you about some examples of some good articles. Now, in my opinion, you're going to have to work pretty darn hard to create a bad article. I mean, almost intentionally. You'll most likely have made either a good article or a great article. Now, an example of what I would consider to be a bad article would be one that would have little or no valuable information. Say, for example, it contains more plugs for the author's website than it does quality content. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what I consider, in my humble opinion, to be a pretty darn good article. And here's an example. This one's taken from eZine Articles. Again, one of the, I think, top article directories on the internet today. And this one is authored by a gentleman named Christopher Knight, and it looks like he's put in a couple of articles here. Now, this particular article has 638 words, and you've got several comments on it already. And just to check it out real quick here, when was this one published? Okay, well, yeah, a few years ago. See, well, actually, in those few years, he's never had to do anything with it, but he's generated over 17,000 views. So again, that's just a testament to article marketing. Once you, like I've said before, you set it and forget it. Once you submit an article, it's going to be working for you forever. And actually, out of the 26 votes that he's had, everybody seems to be pretty positive. I mean, they seem to like the article pretty good. So it's not just me, folks. It's a lot of our other peers here seem to think the same thing, that this is a pretty good article. So why not use it as a good example of what an article should be, what you should strive for in creating your particular articles. One of the things that I want to point out, though, is that it's pleasing to the eye. I haven't even got into the content yet, just the actual structure of the article. It's pleasing to the eye. It's got the bullet points, it's got some bold headings, bold beginnings of the paragraphs. The paragraphs are small. Again, it makes it easy for you to flow from the top to the bottom. And the author's bio box, it's not half of the page. I mean, it's usually, you don't want to go overboard on this, but you do want to put a little bit of information in the article about yourself. I'm talking about the bio box down here where it says about the author, and you want to have some reference here to your website. And again, if you own 50 different domains, don't stick them all in here, for crying out loud. Just put in those that are relative to the article that you are writing here. Again, put yourself in the reader's shoes. I mean, does it add credibility to the article after you've produce an awesome, well-written, very informative article? You get down to the bottom, and then all you see is major plugs for the author. Well, you do want to promote yourself to a degree, but again, we'll go into this in greater detail in an upcoming video on creating your own articles. But I just want to point out, though, that the author did put in some information here about himself. That's the idea behind article marketing. But you want to provide good quality content. Otherwise, the reader's not going to get this far down the page. They're going to stop reading after the first couple of paragraphs and go, what the heck is this? So again, a couple of things I wanted to point out. The paragraphs are short. You've got bullet points. You've got bold letters. And there's even some anchor text in here that I think you don't want to go overboard on this as well, because the article may not be, approved and just be tossed in the article directory virtual trash can, so to speak. But some good things to keep in mind, though, and the only thing I have as a critique, if you will, is that in the author's box, or the bio box, I would have put, instead of the direct link here, I would have put an anchor text. And basically what an anchor text is just this here. And if you look down here in the status bar, when I mouse over the words, you'll see that it refers to a particular URL. So what I would have done, the only other thing that would keep this from being a 10 out of 10, and it's a 9.9 right now, is I would have used anchor text here and here. Aside from that, this is what we want to strive for. I mean, you may not always be perfect, but you want to at least strive for perfection, for crying out loud. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. But this brings us to the end of this video on showing you an example of what I would consider, and I'm sure what others too consider, a good example of an article. And this hopefully will give us some ideas on what to consider whenever we're writing our own articles. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.